And we return for a shorter episode today because Dylan was sleeping.
I'm Mimir.
How dare.
Anyways, as the Uniques continue their trek back up through Undermountain to return to the surface, they have learned that the Zanny Pass that they've been using to get through parts of Undermountain for free is expiring soon. So that's going to be a bummer. But currently, they slowly make their way up from the second level, eventually to the first, and then finally the surface.
Yeah, next time you have to go on what is it Mornings Decide the Crystals Are? It's like a drug run you're going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this wasn't a drug run, so
No, this one wasn't. But I mean, next time you'll have to go on the drug run. It's what are you gonna do without the Zanny Pass?
yeah, I don't know.
Honestly, I'd prefer having to come here, but you know.
Okay. I will say, as you get to this this like T intersection, um, Morgan, you hear distantly, echoing from the right, uh, noises of distress. It sounds like.
Noises of distress. Wait, which way were we going? Were we going back this way?
Yeah, we're heading up this way because back this way
Okay.
is the beholder.
Right. Well, I guess I'm gonna like creep up and it. Which way do we have to go, and which way am I hearing
I
the
think it's
distress
this
from?
way. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. You hear the noises from the left,
Oh,
not the right. Um, but yeah. Morgan, it sounds like when what only you heard would be like distant, uh, panting almost, like someone's been running, like trying to catch their breath. But very loud. Well, very loud to you.
Okay. That's weird. Rebecca, which way are we going? Left or right?
uh, oh yeah. When we came down here the first time, we went down this way, then this way, then that way. Yeah. Okay. So we want to go that way.
Okay. And damn it, none of you can. Oh no, you can. All right. Hearing something over to the left here. Let me just check it out real quick. And he's gonna.
Well, back up my uncle.
Come on down.
Okay. I'll say about the time you're rounding that corner. Shrill shrieks echo across the darkened halls. Is the sound of wet flesh slithers across stone, and nails scrape against. Uh, nails also scrape against stone. And
Oh,
I mean, Morgan speaks every language. Uh, so Morgan understands Goblin. And anyone else that speaks Goblin understands it. The shrieks are basically like pleas for help.
Kunk understands it.
oh shit.
I don't know what language. That sounds goblin, but I don't understand it. Some distress though.
Yeah, I don't.
Jaw's gonna turn invisible and poke
Fuck
her head around the
it.
corner.
Uh, okay. uh, you hear the goblin voice scream out in pain, very loudly. It sounds like it's coming from like right around this corner, way down here.
All right, chill.
Andromeda sees a yeah, y'all had faced these before. Andromeda sees a grick, which is like a big snake thing with the octopus beak and tentacles for a face.
Oh, it's the beak tentacles.
Has like wrapped itself around the legs of this goblin and is pulling it in, trying to bite at it. What's Andromeda? Well,
I can make there in a dash.
okay.
Bonus.
How about we roll an initiative real quick?
Pulling up initiative. Maybe stop holding my character. 10. Fuck.
Yo. And then. Yo, let's go.
I'll say Andromeda would notice that the goblin is dressed like the ones at the bazaar, not the Xanathar ones.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgan, you would act first. I guess technically should roll for Otto and the Zorn.
Okay, I'm gonna think it was here. Let me just double check. And then how's my key looking? Yeah, alright, I'll step of the wind for this. And go another. Alright. I'll just do. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get right over here. And then, I'm gonna punch it.
Okay.
Just dose.
Yeah, those will both hit.
Dinky and bedinky.
Max and minimum.
Morgan, you run up. This goblin, the goblin is like inches away from the beak getting into him, and you just double tap punch this creature and kill it.
Oh, Grick not very strong.
Oh.
Now, if it were a mecha Grick, we'd have a problem.
I mean, Grick's stronger than goblins, so the initiative was more for if the goblin got killed before y'all could get there.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, you killed it. That's good.
And the goblin like starts like kicking away the tentacles off of its leg.
Does he look injured?
Yeah, he looks hurt.
Yeah,
He's not like critical, but he's hurt.
I'll give him a d6 because this. If I do 2d6, I might overheal him. 2. Okay.
Okay. He looks almost back at full. Thank you.
Anytime. What are you doing out here away from the bazaar? Ain't it safer there?
Safer, yes. Get new wares.
Oh. You gotta be more careful. You're looking for wares.
Thing come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they like to do that. Oh, am I understanding him, or is he just
It would be in Goblin.
this goblin? Okay.
Kunk and Morgan.
Yeah, they'll sneak up on you, but well, which way is it back to the bazaar? Do we go back down this hallway or the other way?
I think it's that way. I'm not 100%
The
sure.
bazaar that way.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Well,
Ask if he
I'm
wants
going
us
back
to.
there.
uh, Ask if he wants us to travel with him back there.
you want us to travel back with you because we're going the same way.
Sure, I can show you the way.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I get a little twisted around down here. Yo, we've acquired Bucky #2.
Bucky 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, what's your name, friend? My name's Morgan.
Name's 5e. Because this is decidedly not Bucky.
There was Yick, and now this is Yeek.
This is I'm Rourke.
Urk. Okay. That's Zarin, Rebecca, and Kunk. Kunk's got a nose. It's a big one.
Imagine it's small to goblin standards, though.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Lead the way, Rook.
Okay. I'd say Morgan, you can definitely tell. He said like I'll lead you. More, you can tell that really he just wants to have the protection. But yeah, he'll lead you back up this way. Two. The Zorn is very much in the back, but I want to be able to move them all as one.
Oh. Left Morgan behind for some reason.
Rip Morgan.
You know, after the amount of time we spent with Bucky, goblins aren't so bad.
They're an interesting folk.
And I'll say, like as soon as you get in here, you would see him like going over and talking to some people, and the two that understand Goblin, would get that he's basically he's telling them that y'all saved him.
Oh, okay.
We're good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here I thought you were going to say that he was saying that he saved us.
Yeah. I save them.
Kunk, what's the word for wares in goblin?
He tells you the word for wares in Goblin.
Right.
Look.
I take out my copper beer stein. Where?
Oh, you want to sell it? Okay. That actually had a value, and I had to find where that came from.
It's somewhere in Undermountain. I know that. I might have been on the
Yeah.
first level.
Coral Beerstein. Copper tankard. Okay. Uh, they would offer you 30 gold for it.
Does that seem reasonable?
Make me just straight wisdom check unless you have a tool proficiency you think would work with this.
Thieves' tools probably not.
Yeah.
4. That's very reasonable.
Yeah, it seems like it seems pretty reasonable. They all seem pretty happy with you saving their comrade.
Right, he's got himself a deal.
Okay.
All right, let's return to the first floor.
Onwards and upwards.
It isn't far, I believe. Oh, my party is too wide. There we go. I had to go around.
I'll say it's the only other things between you and there is the two Xanathar areas. And you have the pass currently still. So we'll say you make it back to the bottom of the well uneventfully.
All right. Okay. I'll pay for the Zorn to get out.
Okay.
Kunk will pay for himself. Andromeda doesn't need to pay because she could fucking fly. I look
Otto
longingly
can
at the
fly.
wheel.
Oh, yeah, sorry. How much
It's a gold.
was Zarin?
Yeah, a gold for Zara and a gold for Morgan.
Zarin has no gold. And Morgan has no gold.
I'll pay for you too.
You have 10 silver, you can throw it in the bucket.
I'm already paying for them.
I'm broke, but Zarin. Oh, Zarin has platinum.
I already paid for you.
They paid for both of us?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Zarin has 73 Electrum and 41
Why
platinum.
does he have Electrum?
I think he, did it as a gag that he converted a bunch of currency to Electrum to mess with Beam.
No, I gave y'all Electrum at one point, and y'all wanted him to hang on to it, I think.
That's right, yeah.
Or he was the only one not against hanging on to it.
Electrum, this shit's worth less than copper. Why is Stella here?
We just put down like every token we had to populate the bar.
Yeah, look, 2 arena winners. My favorite. The fact that Sardley and Heldris are in the same building and not come to blows is beyond me.
Oh wait, that one is not here this time. Let's trade him out. No, Mert is the man that was sitting across from Mert. Let me put him back on the token line. That man is no longer there.
Oh yeah, the Spelljammer. He'd be here.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yo, not the hair.
Who is that wizard?
We'll never know.
He saw. Apparently, he had met Mordenkainen at some point. Was the only thing y'all found out,
Yeah.
I believe.
Does anyone win big when we come back with a fairy dragon and a Zorn?
Let's see. All right, so a number of people get regular winnings because of they bet on you coming back.
I mean, probably the payout.
They'll have a
for
track
us is
record.
Not.
It's not a great payout.
Yeah.
No. Not like for the straight bet of they're all making it back. It looks like there is one person that bet on you all coming back looking really tired. They win a little bigger, and one of them goes up there. You see one of them run up to the bar and like get in a little bit of an argument with Durnan. And you see Durnan starting to reach for his sword before the
my
guy like
God.
backs down.
What are they arguing about?
Would you walk up to the bar when that's happening?
Probably.
Yeah.
You would get up there and Durnan would be saying, "No, you said a Zorn and a pseudo dragon. No payout."
Tough luck, bro. We have met a pseudo dragon down there, but no, that thing's friends with a lich. Not taking that thing.
You see him like the one that had the bet that didn't work. He'd pull out like a notebook and write. You'd see him write down lich. Lich with pseudo dragon. Before going back over to his table, upset.
I'll order a drink from Durnan. And then I guess ask Morgan to ask the Zorn if there's anywhere in particular on the plane of Earth it wants to go. Like a named place.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Morgan will do exactly that. And Zarin will come sit at the bar and be a socialite.
One glass of milk, please.
He will not actually.
Oh, Zarin won't sit at the bar with us?
No, Zarin has something to say right after I find the name of a place on the elemental plane of Earth.
Oh, this is it, guys. My dear adventuring companions, it has come to my attention that I must be away. Goodbye, and remember me fondly when you drink milk. The bonds I formed with you made me question things about my existence. Like, could Morgan really eat that much and not get bigger? Let alone drink that much and not expand to 3 times the size?
Yeah, the Zorn would say, uh, uh 25 miles fireward of the Great Dismal Delve.
I don't know if I can be that precise, but we'll be near the Great Dismal Dwelf at the very least.
He would not want to be inside it if possible. He doesn't know exactly what you're asking.
Oh, I'll tell Morgan to explain how. I'll explain to Morgan how plane shift works, so he can explain to the Zorn. Basically, if he's trying to get near there, if I sent him there's a chance he'll end up in it. He'll end up near it. He'll end up next to it. Like it really depends.
Yeah, sure. Morgan will explain that to the best of his ability.
Okay, I feel like with that, he just the plane of Earth.
Okay.
Because he does not want to end up inside of that place.
Also
realizing that
I'll call out. Anyone here wanting to go to the plane of Earth for fun? 2 platinum.
there'd be a table like on the. I assume you call out like fairly loudly because it is a crowded bar. On the second of the 3 floors, you'd see movement at one of the railings when you call that out. And you look up and you see that there's a table where a family's having breakfast, and this little halfling child would just like jump up, waving his hand before the parents like calm him down and sit him back in the seat.
One day, maybe. Okay. All right. I'm sending the Zorn just to the plane of Earth. Wishing him luck.
Okay. Very good.
I take out my tuning fork, give it a whack. Away he goes.
Can you actually do this without going yourself?
Yeah, choose a creature within your reach and make a melee spell attack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I guess since it's willing, I don't have to make an attack.
Yeah, I'll say it worked. No, there is something in the spell that I've never noticed that is wrong, because it says you can teleport to the Palace of Despater on the 2nd level of the 9 Hells. They don't let portals open outside of the 1st. Yeah, you send him off. Zarin would come up to you as the 3 of you sit down at the bar, looking about as tired as the rest of you. I don't think any of you actually failed your save for the exhaustion. But I mean, it's been a while since you slept, exhaustion or not. Hey guys.
Zarin?
I've been thinking while we were down there. You know how you sent the paladins to go find your friend and the people that he was watching?
Oh, yeah.
If they don't, and he's saying this quietly enough over the noise of the bar that it's not like being overheard. If if they're not really getting their powers, I don't feel right them going alone. So I think I'm gonna go with them and help.
All right.
Okay.
You guys think that's all right?
That's noble of you.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
I guess let your son know where you're going. So if he wants to look for you, or we can let your son
Yeah.
know if we see him.
No, I'm gonna try to find him and tell him myself.
All right.
He's somewhere in town. Last I knew. Uh,
I can get you a paper bird if need be.
no, I think I need to actually tell him in person. Oh, and why don't you guys hang on to this until I get back? And he will hand you the tablet of discovery. Who would he hand it to realistically? He'd probably give it to Morgan.
He's got the bag.
Yeah.
Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Woohoo! Tablet of discovery. Cool.
She. Uh. But yeah, he'd say his goodbyes to y'all and try to get off before find his son and all before the Bahamut followers get too far away.
All right. Well, let's go find Azerok
Yeah.
and let him know that there is a invisible stalker looking for it.
Okay. Water to eat. Easy enough to find. You know that they had set up camp outside the North Gate. They had to go out a little ways, not right at the gate, but they were allowed to set up camp. Say it's like over here. And when you get there, now that they've had time to actually make camp, there'd probably be about 8 tents set up there. And would everyone be going, or do Morgan or Kunk? Well, we don't know what Kunk's doing. Does Morgan have other things he wants to do?
Oh, I'll take the trip to Azerok.
Okay.
He does have it in the bag of holding.
Yeah. I have to.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could, if only Rebecca was going, you could give her the bag for the time being or something.
Rostrum
Yeah.
back? No.
Give the bag of holding to the rogue?
Never.
I'm only a level 4 rogue. I'm not level 18 like Kunk is.
Look, Morgan still remembers what happened with Bahamut's essence.
Hey, that was because I was insane. That is not my fault.
But yeah, you make your way out. Upon getting closer, you would notice that there's very light activity around. You make your way towards the larger tent, assuming that it would be the commander's tent. And there would be two hobgoblin guards posted outside of it.
Morgan, tell them we're here to see Azerok.
All right. Gentlemen, we're here to see Azerok. We have acquired what he is looking for.
One of them will look at you for a minute. Wait here. And the other one will duck inside. Less than a minute later, he comes back out and they hold the tent open for you to go in.
I saunter in.
Yep.
Yeah. You would see Azerok sitting in not like a fancy chair or anything, but a chair set up at the far end of the tent. And Lurkana would be standing next to him, and when you walk in, would whisper something to him.
Probably telling them who is in front of him and stuff, because he can't fucking see.
Well, welcome back. Thank you for arranging for us to be able to make camp here without the guard interfering too much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
it is
we
in
did
the
that?
city's best interest to, at the very least, let you recover. With Abrandar down there causing trouble.
Yes, well, physically recovering's done, but the Legion's spirit may take a little longer.
Well, we might be able to help with that. But there is a slight problem. We have your dagger. But, Rebecca, what was the wizard's name again?
I don't remember the wizard's name, but
Mando? We'll call him Mando.
yeah, there's some
Mad Goth.
Mad Goth.
Mad
That's it.
Yeah,
there's
a
wizard,
mad goth.
There's a wizard Mad Goth who is looking for this dagger. I don't particularly know why, but he summoned and bound a invisible stalker, which is some kind of air elemental that will stop at nothing to retrieve whatever object they've been summoned to find. Every time you slay it, it will come back at a point near where it was summoned, which is deep in Undermountain.
What was that, the 6th floor?
Yeah, 6th or 7th. It was the 7th floor. 7th floor.
7th floor.
Yeah,
he's on the 7th floor.
So it takes him
So
time.
that's where that thing's been coming from.
Oh, have you been having to deal with that before?
Before the Dwerger made off with it, yes.
Okay, so you already know about it.
Yes. And I think I know how he knows about the dagger, but I'm not sure.
Well, the stalker said that Madgoth is in Kalimshan?
Kalimshan,
I don't know.
Kalimport specifically,
Yeah, in Kalimport.
and the invisible stalker won't stop until he presents Madgoth with the dagger. So unfortunately, uh, if you want this stalker to stop, you're gonna have to deal with Madgoth.
Which might not be easy.
He lives in a giant, tiny floating castle. It's tiny on the outside, but bigger on the inside.
Makes you small too.
A giant, tiny. I mean, it's very accurate, but that is
It makes no
such a
sense.
confusing
Yes.
to someone that hadn't seen it.
It makes most things small, like us. But a fairy dragon or a homunculus, they stay the same size.
Yeah, which means that they end up being bigger than you. It's really weird.
I'll say that if Morgan had allowed, Otto would be like on your shoulders, but invisible.
Yeah, okay.
Got a cool invisible neck scarf.
Yeah. So
Um,
someone sneaks up behind Morgan, tries to stab him in the base of the skull, just kills Otto instead of Morgan.
I'm sure Otto would know before and do something to stop that. But probably the most efficient way to do this is you just stick your hand in the bag of holding and call for it. Because that's the only way to stop it from tracking you, to keep the object in another plane of existence.
Luckily, the invisible stalker, you call it,
Yes, that's what it's called.
never had much success with sneaking in.
All right, so you should be able to handle it. That's great.
But okay, and so Morgan takes the bag of holding up to Azerok. Blind man tries to find opening of the bag.
I
Takes a
imagine
sec.
Morgan helps him with that. Like guides the bag guides his hand into the bag,
Yeah,
or
and
moves the
then
bag in a way that makes it where he's reaching is automatically where the bag is.
thinks of the dagger and pulls it out. No
Sorry
visible
about that.
change in him
My
because
dad just came home.
oh good.
Yes, to attune to it.
He will have to attune to it. Yes.
Would you like us to stick around until you've reattuned to it, or?
I certainly wouldn't say no. Just in case that thing is closer behind you than you think.
Yeah, I suspected that we were heading for the surface. So, while it didn't know exactly where we were, it definitely knows where it is now.
But and he'll be like holding the dagger in his hand and occasionally doing that thing where you flip the dagger around your hand.
But yeah, I don't know if Rebecca said this or not, but the Dwagar definitely wanted it back, and Avrindar definitely wanted it. So you got a couple people vying for your dagger there. I'd be extra careful when you go back down. Hmm.
Yes, and I might have to close the loose lips that told everyone about it, as much as I don't. Falsey, you see him focusing on the dagger in a way that you are well familiar with.
Yep.
And after a minute, you see him start looking around more confidently.
That was fast.
What the fuck? How do you tune to that so quickly?
Minor item property. It's called Harmonious. It's in the DMG.
Oh,
Oh, this is a legendary item.
No,
No,
it's
artifact.
no, not the random minor properties that are for the artifacts. The special features for like how to customize a +1 weapon
Oh.
before the items. What is it? Harmonious. Attuning to this item takes only 1 minute.
we only like identified it, right? We didn't actually try to attune to it.
Y'all didn't identify it.
We didn't. We Legend Lord.
Yeah. And it was the initial legend lore. It told you that it was the right dagger, but you don't know
What it does.
what it. Yeah.
We suspect what it does. We
You suspect that it at least lets the blind see.
Well, it's I suppose this is the first time we're actually meeting face to face.
Well, thank you very much for what you've done.
No problem.
This we'll definitely count this as fulfilling your helping helping with the defeat of the Drow, which was the condition for y'all getting the Azerok Legion membership passes to be able to be there.
Yep. Well, kind of a roundabout way.
Well, we also took down a couple of them, so
I mean, took down 3 of them and gave 1 of them to the Xanathar Guild. So that guy's definitely dead.
yeah.
He's not gonna have a great time before his death, though.
Nope.
But we might be able to help on a attack against Abrindar. Just it very much depends on when you head back down and well, the state of the world up here, I suppose.
We'll need to recruit some more new members. Bolster our ranks back up before doing that, but your help would be very welcome.
If you'd like, we can put up some advertisements in our bar that Azerok's Legion is looking for recruits. There would be very unlikely that any goblinoids would come from that, but I hope that wouldn't
Yeah,
be an issue.
Chickenpox is the only one that I've ever seen around the bar.
I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder what he's up to. But he creeps me out.
I like to imagine that.
Does Azerok know of chickenpox?
I like to imagine that Rebecca has the same reaction to seeing chickenpox as Beck does the picture.
Yeah. Just, oh, God!
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Not since the Legion moved to Undermountain.
You know chickenpox?
Not personally.
You know of chickenpox. Okay. That's... Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty par for the course, you know? Like, either you know of him or you know him.
I mean, it's also a goblin warlord.
Yeah.
you know, he probably knows people.
This is honestly the strangest thing was when a rune created a goblin to follow us down in Undermountain, one of Hallister's little pranks. Bucky was his name. Unfortunately, was killed by the lich down, one of the liches down there. But he knew chickenpox, even though he only just came into existence, which a little concerning.
What your beef is with him? You know, he's a good guy. He's my blood brother.
He creeps me out.
You know, technically, because he's my blood brother, that means he's your uncle.
No.
He's your blood uncle. Oh no.
Technically, at the very least. At most. Because Aunt Stella is my blood. You are my uncle through marriage. Any family
He's your
you
blood
have
uncle-in-law.
is not my uncle or aunt. Or cousin. Unless you have a kid with Aunt Stella, then yeah, that would be my cousin.
I like your funny words.
I think the recruiting in this city here is being tapped already. We'll find our members how we normally have. Thank you, though.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt if we put up something.
I will say the entire city had been plastered a while back with Waterdeep needs you signs.
Yeah. But this would be more for like an adventurer kind of thing. Because this is going into Undermountain.
See, that's a fair point. Though probably a number of the adventuring groups are also being recruited or hired as mercenaries, because that's really all an adventurer group is. For, you know, the end of the world. Yeah.
We'll put up a sign. It's fine.
It's a great time right now to be a low-level adventurer.
Oh, yeah.
There's jobs everywhere.
And then you're going to be sent off on a BBEG run and get fucking killed because you're still level 2 and you haven't had time to level up.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, level 2 adventuring guild.
You're going up
But
against Tiamat.
the uniques along with the Council of Waterdeep, like who gets what jobs, and you five, you get the big guy.
Good luck. We believe in you.
If everyone else will be stopping the ritual, but if no one stops it, you deal with the thing that comes out. Yeah, for some reason the council also just like put Elminster on water cooler duty. Elminster's not part of the fight. He's just delivering water to all the people in the fight. But yeah, the only other thing Azerok would say before y'all go back is we weren't able to bring much with us when we had to retreat. But once we retake the hold, you will be rewarded.
Oh. Thank you, Azerok. I mean, I won't say no, but yeah, you're kind of doing the city a favor, dealing with Auburndar.
Well, with the yeah, okay. Uh,
But I guess let's head off to Troll Skull.
all right.
Actually, fuck. Otto, we gotta get Otto to Crom's Hold. I need to take an hour rest anyways to get my spell slots back, and then I can teleport over to Daggerford, and we can take Otto over to Crom's Hold, and we can check out how things are going.
Yeah, I'll say is it Zarin will be going past Daggerford. Oh no, he won't. No, he won't. He's that island's up by the Trouble Park. All right. Let's take a 10-minute break, and we'll pick it back up with y'all at Troll Skull.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Ron.
Oh shit,
Right.
Morgan's here.
Hey, Morgan.
Yeah, I just got in.
And we return. Heading back towards Troll Skull. Guess we should have done it during the break. But basically, Morhen, y'all made it out of you rescued a goblin, made it out of Undermountain. It gave the dagger back to the goblin warlord that
Sent
you were
the
getting
sword
it for.
back to the Earth plane.
Oh yeah, and Zarin has decided to go help the Bahamut paladins that are rescuing the dragonkin.
Okay.
So he's gone.
Gone, period.
Yeah. But making your way Troll Skull. Morgan, I know your background, But you don't speak thieves' can't, do you?
No.
Okay.
No,
Uh,
it's that and druidic. Yeah, those are like the only ones I don't know. Oh, and draw sign language.
Well, anything written, really.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of you have the regular languages, but there's lots of languages you don't understand written. Rebecca and Kunk, as you're walking up to Troll Skull, would notice that there is thieves' camp markings very subtly under the window to Rebecca and Lorit's room.
That's on the second floor. I'll
Yes.
send Andromeda up so I could look through her eyes and see what it says.
Okay. Um. It would be. It's not a full language. It would essentially be, let us know when you've returned. Candle in the window.
Any
And then there,
indication of who left this?
there would be. Yeah, because you have the background. For it. There would be a symbol you would know to be used by the harpers. It wouldn't be the harp,
Oh,
but it would be.
all right. Yeah, I'll go do that immediately, and then open up the window and remove it so Leaf isn't unhappy.
Okay.
Actually, third floor.
Yeah, so it'd be like along the roof, this like overhang above the uh second floor balcony.
Yeah. I'll fix that.
Okay. What would everyone else be doing now that you're finally home after 30 hours of sleeping?
Finally home
I'm
after
going to
one
bed.
billion year.
And ruin your
It's
sleep
10.
schedule?
It's 10 in the morning, just so everyone knows.
I'm gonna
I will
power
take.
through.
Ugh. I will take a late nap.
Okay. Morgan goes and takes a short rest.
Yeah, once I get the thing removed, I'll take a short rest as well, so I get my spell slots back. So we can take auto to
I don't have that Hero's Feast
Chronicle.
anymore, do we?
I'm looking that up. I think Hero's Feast is probably expired. Does it last until the next long rest? I don't know. Where's the spell? There it is.
These banners will last for 24 hours, so it's gone.
It's not quite gone yet.
Oh, it's almost gone.
Yep.
But what about the dodge dice?
Dodge dice.
Yeah.
The auto manufacturer revoked them.
Unfortunate. I don't know what Kunk would do.
Okay. Yeah, Kunk just like hangs out. Um,
Maybe read some goblin literature.
yeah. Yeah.
The Azerok propaganda that we picked up on our way through their camp.
Why do I feel like goblin literature is not very widely available?
We just came from one of their camps. Of course, you probably could have grabbed something.
Yeah. Hobgoblins have their own language. Weird. Uh, yeah. Um, because Rebecca was a little frustrated, everything happened to be interpreted earlier. With the goblin, I imagine Kunk just like sits right outside her door, reading the goblin book.
Sure.
Uh, Rebecca, you've had enough time for your short rest. But your nap is interrupted by a soft knocking at the top of the tower.
Alright, I'll climb to my lookout.
Okay. When you get up there, there would be no one there, but there would be a parchment stuck to the stones of the top of the tower with a like a iron needle holding it to the stone.
Alright, I'll take that down and quickly use mending on the stone.
Weirdly, the stone is not damaged.
Oh,
They like just had it wedged in like one of the gaps and
alright,
how it's laid.
that's considerate.
The note also being in Thieves' Camp would be meet us tonight at the let me get the number right real quick. One, two. Meet us tonight at the third row house facing Delzorn Street and Troll Skull Alley.
I guess I'll look out the window and see if I can spot that real quick, just out of like that instinctual like, wait a minute, that's where I am. Look outside.
Yeah, so Troll Skull Manor is this one.
I'm on Troll Skull.
Oh wait. Move you over to the map for a second. Sorry. Troll Skull Manor is this one here. It would be
That one. Okay.
yeah. So technically, from your turret, you can just see the roof of that building because otherwise, this building's in the way of the rest of it.
Hey, does it say specific time at night or just night?
Tonight
Tonight
is all it says.
All right, I'll I don't want to get pulled into an adventure while accidentally while going to Crumb's Hold, so I'm gonna tell Morgan that I'm gonna have to postpone the trip to Crumb's Hold till tomorrow. And if he's asleep, I'll tell Aunt Stella to tell him.
Yeah, he'd be out.
We'll say Stella's in the library. Otto's just there, like, kind of laying in front of the fireplace, watching Morgan.
He's gonna wake up with like a fake mustache.
I'm gonna get pranked so hard.
But yeah, I'll tell Stella, and I guess for the rest of the day, help her out with whatever she's doing.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna sneak out at night.
When you come out of your room after reading the note, you do just see your way to Morgan and Stella's room is blocked by Kunk, who is reading a book in a weird language.
I probably trip over Kunk as I walk out. What the? What? Wait! Why are you sitting there?
Got a problem with that?
I mean, this is a tripping hazard.
And
You have your own room. Well, you stole the room, but it's your room technically.
and
You can't climb the hallway.
I'm not allowed to read in the hallway.
I mean, not where people are walking.
How was I supposed to know you were gonna leave your room like that?
You're the one sitting right outside the door. You're lucky I've used plane shift already today. Otherwise, I'd send you to Mount Celestia for rehabilitation. And I turn and leave him there. Go to the
I
library.
go back to reading my book.
I will banish your ass to Mount Celestia, so help me God.
So help me, Bahamut.
Help me, Bahamut. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, you spend the rest of the day doing that, helping Stella with various research things.
Probably stuff about Dad.
There'd be some of that. There'd be she does there's some things that seem unrelated as well. What's Rebecca's passive insight?
My passive insight, I think, is a 17. Yep, 17. Same as my
Okay.
perception.
I'd say it doesn't hit you like immediately, but like towards the end of it, you get the feeling that maybe the unrelated stuff is it's one of two things, and you're not really sure which of them, and you could be mistaken anyway. It's either she's trying to find things to make up for things she did while she was under the control of the cult, or maybe she started having visions again and she's trying to look into them.
I'll just I'll casually see if I'll ask her. So, how long have you been able to divine? Were you born with it, or is that like a family trait we have?
Major things, not until a couple decades ago. Minor things I would occasionally see from the time I was little, but I didn't really know what was happening at the time. I don't think it runs in the family, though. It's nothing that I've heard of anyone else in the family having things like it.
Well, I definitely lost the lottery on that one. I don't have the ability to do that. Rather, fate seems to find me instead.
It's not always as good as you seem to think it might be. Seeing things but not sure what it means. It's
Yeah, I think I I can understand that. The whole prophecy that kind of started all this. I still don't get parts of it.
Did y'all ever tell her the prophecy?
I'm sure at some point I must have. She's a fucking
Okay.
divination wizard.
But I didn't know if it was just oh, she must know already the basics of it or the stuff that it's about because of
It hasn't happened
the
in
cult.
character, definitely, but I'm sure Rebecca would have told her at some point.
Okay, you would have. Okay. Uh Yes. Most prophecies tend to be like that. Uh the Avowed at Candlekeep have been doing a chant of prophecies from someone centuries ago nonstop since his time. Only removing parts of it when they decide they've come true. But there's so much interpretation needed in prophecies.
Hmm. We hear like the loudest crash in the universe.
Morgan, you legitimately did not see Kunk. And you still don't when you look back to see what you tripped over. And then you hear a laughing from out in the hall, and Otto appears. And then you see Kunk appear, as if he had been cloaked by magic.
The hell? Come on, man.
Sounds like Otto's having fun.
You should blame the dragon.
At least it wasn't on the stairs.
You could have used your reaction to save yourself.
He just woke up.
Morgan, you see that Kunk is reading a book. Oh wait, you don't read Goblin, do you,
No.
Morgan?
No.
You see that Kunk is reading a book in some weird language.
Does it have pictures?
No.
The writing probably kind of looks a little familiar because, like, we've spent so much time around goblins now.
Yeah, it looks kind of familiar.
What you reading, Kunk?
Goblin literature.
He's reading of gnolls and bugbears.
Kind of like looks to the left, looks to the right. It's not lewd, is it?
No, why would you ask that?
Her friend.
Can you even read this?
You know what? Never mind. Morgan's gonna head down to the bar to see if he can find Stella.
Okay. um. And then visions aren't much different normally. They don't. Occasionally, they'll be a place that you can actually recognize, but normally it's more symbolic.
Hmm. And any recent ones?
I maybe part of what I'm looking into could have just been a dream, but it felt like a vision. Castle on the back of a tortoise skeleton.
Why does that sound familiar?
This would sound familiar to Rebecca.
Yeah, that sounds like what Tia saw.
Tia saw something like this.
Yeah, trying to find if it's pinned anywhere.
It is pinned. It's down about halfway in the pins. Can link.
Starts with you sitting under a strangely familiar tree, but an unfamiliar location. The tree is the only thing standing in a vast open field. Several minutes pass with you just sitting there before you hear a deep, booming voice say one. No sooner has the voice echo reach your ears and the earth begins to rumble. The rumbling grows until cracks start to spread across the ground where these giant cracks meet. In 5 places, the ground bursts and a dragon springs forth from each. As the field around you fades to black, you and the tree are floating in a black void with nothing else but an immense blue orb of pure light miles away, and the voice booms too. An equally sized red orb from seemingly no. Oh, fuck. That's gotta be a beer and Toril, right? Ugh. The two merge until you find dominance. Which one will be visible beyond the other? Some months they both fracture and disappear. The scene then fades to a jungle. That's got to be Chult. In this jungle, large mountain range. You watch the mountains. And possibly a large cave appears out, which flies hundreds of snakes. Voices 3 as it flies up past you towards the sun. Moments later, you are met with cold and darkness. For you and the trees are elsewhere, looking across a vast desert, standing in which a colossal skeletal tortoise with a castle on its back, spreading out from the castle at alarming speed and is shadow, darkness, and undead. You feel yourself pulled upward as the ground shrinks away until the whole planet looks no bigger than a marble. And still you feel the pull. 5. You see other planets and the sun all get smaller until you see them all in a glass ball the size of a locket. The ball appears to be being sucked into a vortex of flame. A chunk of rock, a drop of water are also sucked in as wind rushes past you. Vision fades to white as you also see lava, mountains, gears, and other objects and structures being pulled in. You hear a whisper that sounds like, yep. Unique's Esperta before you see the meditation chamber again.
Oh, you wouldn't have seen the meditation. That shouldn't have been in y'all's copy. Because that's the awake world. Morgan, you make it down to the bar, and it is a pretty bustling place today. There is no Stella down there, though.
Aw.
So were you basically, you were recounting the vision you were shown by
Yes.
Tia of what Tia saw
Yeah,
to
to
Stella. Okay. The darkness part around that sounds like what I saw. I didn't see undead other than the giant, ginormous skeleton of the turtle. But is that since you've already heard of that part or something like it? You haven't made sense of that, have you?
No, that
For your group?
that's at the very end of the whole thing. So I don't think we'll figure that out for a while. Seems like a few other events need to happen first. First, the 5 cracks and a dragon springs forth. That's soon. Blue and red orb meet, fight for dominance. That sounds a lot like a beer in Terrell.
That happened decades ago.
What if it's going to happen again?
It's 1,000-yard stare.
I mean, we accidentally ended up in a beer, like just not too long ago. It's where all the spelljammers have been going, instead of here.
I think I'd personally rather end up in a beer than go through the spell plague or anything like that again. If that's what the combination in the vision means.
I mean, magic doesn't work there. At least not that I could figure out. Elminster said you can figure it out, but it takes time. I don't really remember the spell plague much. It was just finished.
It was over.
Yeah, essentially over when I was born.
Yeah, the spell plague ended like I want to say 70 years ago. The second sundering was shortly after you were born.
Ah, yeah.
The spell plague didn't last that whole time.
I'm sort of remember the second sundering more, but again, that was very recent.
The spell plague ended in 1395,
Oh, yeah,
so
way before my birth.
99 years ago.
Of course, Stella's old enough to have lived through that.
I mean, she's at least 100, unless Morgan's a cradle robber.
I believe her sheet has her at well over 100. So
I don't have an age on her sheet, to be honest with you.
I imagine
not
she's
put
like
an age?
200, 300 or so.
I think I put her at was it Morgan is he was 46, then he was 47, then he's 46 again. But his like soul age is like 48, so I think I had her at about.
You have at least 170.
Is that what I put? 170?
So she was in her 120s when she began adventuring. She adventured for 50 years with the Saviors. Some point during that, she met Morgan. Yeah, so she'd be about somewhere between 170 and 180.
Getting close to 200. Still young for an elf, but about as old as Morgan and Rebecca will ever get.
Well, even if the other events need to happen first, I'll probably keep looking into this just so maybe we can understand it before it's too late.
Being prepared is always for the best. Hope for the best, expect the worst.
But yeah, Morgan, you find Stella is not down there. If you end up heading back upstairs, you find her easy enough.
Are you kidding
Or
me?
if you
I
stay
walked
down
right
there.
past the room you were in.
Yeah, like he'll get a drink and then walk upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, let me move my thing. Do-do. Do-do-do. Oh, there you are.
Oh, hey. Gonna have to postpone the trip to Crumb's Hold until tomorrow. Got a thing I have to do tonight.
All right. Need any help with that, or you got it yourself?
No, it's something I got. If I end up needing help, Andromeda will get you.
All right.
Okay. No one else is doing anything. Rebecca, you end up heading out later that night.
Sneaking out, more like.
Sneaking out later that night. Imagine you like go out on top of your tower, slide down a gutter.
Yep. And then to get back in, I'll just dimension door. Because it recharges the next dawn, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's how the cloak works.
Next dawn, yep. So it's recharged.
So you head out. Make a stealth check. Yeah.
Proc stealth.
So then you make your way to the indicated building.
Oh, yeah, I should
From
probably
the
go
outside,
to
it-
my room. Sorry about that.
No, you could. Yeah, you go to your room. By this point, all of y'all's Heroes Feast stuff would have worn off, so you do not have the bonus HP anymore.
And immunity to poison and advantage on wisdom, charisma, and intelligence saves.
Correct.
Oh, Andromeda is staying behind, just in case.
Okay. And so, how late are you waiting? Are you waiting till like night, or are you waiting till like dead of night after the bar has closed?
After the bar is closed.
Okay. So
Whoever's
most
in the
people are in
spy
bed.
organization. So yeah, I'm gonna be a bit discreet about it.
Yep. So most people are in bed. As far as like the Troll Skull, it's a city. There's people out still, but nowhere near the crowds. You make your way across to the indicated building. from the outside, it looks no different than the other row houses of Charles Skull Alley. A very, very small garden that looks well kept. And steps leading up to a door. Would you be approaching it from the Troll Skull Alley side or the Delzorin Street?
What impression did I get from the letter? It just said the building that...
No impression.
No impression.
It listed Delzorin first, if that matters to you. But it didn't seem like it said which one to go in.
Yeah, I'll go through the street, not the alley.
Okay. So scratch the garden part. Because it fronts the street. But yeah, steps leading up to a door. Looks well kept from the side.
Make sure
From the
I'm not
front,
being
I mean.
watched.
Okay, make a perception check. No one's paying like a special attention to you. You're not. Once you're like out on the street in here, you're not hidden. So I mean, people can see you as you walk past, but no one's paying attention.
Yeah. I'll Is there like a Harper knock that I've learned?
You haven't learned any Harper specific ones. You know, like some thieves can't knocks. That you would be very well aware that there are at least 2 other groups that would mean something to in Waterdeep, though.
Yeah. I'll knock into the door. Instrument.
Okay.
Meaning for harp, but just in case this is like Xanathar or the Zentarum, it's not immediately giving away that I'm looking for the harpers.
Yeah. You do that. There is no. There's no response.
All right, I guess I'll try to open the door then.
Okay. The door is unlocked.
All right, here I
And
go.
it pushes in freely. Okay. Stepping inside, you would see that while from the outside and what you could see from the windows looked like a normal house. Everything out of view of the windows and the open doorway is covered with sheets.
I guess sort
like,
of reminiscent of the safe house I saw in Rocket Brawl.
So the safe house wasn't really covered in sheets. It was just covered in dust.
Okay.
This there'd be like a normal level of dust. Yeah. But once you walk in and do you close the door behind you immediately or do you leave it open for an exit?
I slip in and close the door right behind me. But
Okay.
I do have my hand ready to grab my sword and also ready to dimension door just in case.
Okay. There's a staircase ahead of you and to the right, and echoing from down the stairwell, you do hear a quiet knock in Thieves' Cant. Sure, it will knock back the same thing you did. Instrument.
All right, I'll go downstairs.
Or upstairs. Sorry, I
Upstairs.
should have. You walk upstairs, and there is a internal room, so no external windows. That there is firelight glowing out of the doorway.
On the door, I'll quietly knock pluck.
Okay, so that door will be open.
Oh, it's open.
It's already open.
It's already open. Okay.
It's just, yeah, it's not directly in front of you, so unless you walk in front of it, you can't see in there.
Yeah, I'll tap on the corner
Up ahead.
before going around the corner, pluck, and then wait for a response if there's any.
You hear it wouldn't be a harp. But you do hear a string being plucked. You can't recognize exactly what instrument it is.
Close enough. Okay, yeah, I'll approach.
Okay. As you round the corner, you would see two figures in hooded robes directly across from the door. One is smaller, not short, average height, but smaller frame. The way the hood's drawn, you cannot see the face. The other is larger both in height and build. Again, you can't see the face. That one would have a hand crossbow, not pointed at you,
But loaded and ready.
Loaded and at the ready.
Yep. I will go to like kind of adjust my jacket, and doing so flash the Harper pin.
No need for that. We know who you are.
Is that voice familiar or?
It was no.
No, okay.
No. And I'll say with your insight does it. It sounds like the voice is magically augmented.
Ah, okay. So not possible to recognize.
Yes. Well, magically or naturally, it is being augmented in some way. The organization had been trying to keep you as impartial as could be, given the nature of what you've been doing. But plans are having to be moved up. And your help is needed in a larger capacity.
All right. What do you need me to do?
In the battle that happened a while back, the
Attack on the city.
the attack on the city. Several parts of our, not just the cities, but our infrastructure were destroyed. There's a couple ways we need to ask you to help if you can do at least one of to help out.
Okay.
But first, how much do you trust your companion?
Morgan.
At least one of them does have ties to the. I think it's the Black Order is what the Zentarim's called.
Mm.
I don't know, but
Black Network. Black Network.
yeah, I'd probably know that as the Zentarum.
Yep.
Would I suspect that's Morgan, or do I know that's Morgan, or suspect?
I believe Morgan told you how he got the letter asking for the Zents to meet at the council.
Ah. Okay.
I don't think Morgan hid that from y'all, but you definitely know he got the letter from the Zentarum.
Yeah. Okay, so at the very least, I'd suspect, if not know. Well, he is my uncle. He wouldn't. He has good intentions, especially with his kind of coming to terms with following the Dancing Maiden. It's a past connection he has that he makes use of. He's made use of at least once, but I do trust him, but I wouldn't explicitly tell him exactly what I'm doing with this, because I didn't tell him where I was going. I just said I had a thing to take care of.
They both kind of like nod along with what you're saying. The smaller one would speak up. There's been as you probably know, though you haven't had to be part of this aspect personally much, we gather information. Try to head off things before they happen when possible.
Mm-hmm.
And Waterdeep is a important part of that, being a hub of travel. City has long had several dead drop locations that we made use of to get that information to from lower level members to those at the top that can actually dispense with where it needs to go. Helps with no one being able to jeopardize the entire operation.
Yep. Compartmentalized. Very smart.
But a couple of them were destroyed during the attack or made unusable by the Zentarum being allowed more open working in the city while they help the council.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that, but it was better than the alternative. I'm getting in the way.
We would request that you allow us to make one of those on the property of the establishment you own. Or let us make somewhere on your establishment and is it an exit one? Oh yeah. An exit point to the actual base in water. And that's why I say things are moving up. Because you will need to be shown that more deeply.
All right. Well, a dead drop definitely can be taken care of. In our basement, we have what's left of a hag's room, completely empty. We don't really use it for much. Could probably utilize that in some way for exit. Would this be an emergency exit or like a exit where people would be coming and going more frequently?
Not frequently, but
Occasionally.
each is used. It varies. Maybe a couple times a
Okay, probably would have to figure out some way of could probably link that with the sewers in a way. So you don't have to travel through the bar. Because you'd be out in the open quite overtly, having to come in through the basement.
yes. Yeah, especially because it's just a trapdoor behind the
Yeah.
behind the bar. Sidebar. Morgan, Rebecca told you she was going to be leaving on business tonight. Would you have been doing anything other than just sleeping? Or-
Well, he took a little nap, so he doesn't like immediately go to bed. If anything, he would be using some of the stuff in the kitchen, like any like extra, I guess, to where like it wouldn't greatly impact like our food stores in terms of like for the business. But he's gonna like experiment a little bit and try to maybe concoct a new dish that will end up being a midnight snack.
Okay. Um. I'd been tabbed off the map. I was half expecting to look over here and see that Kunk had taken Zaren's other room now too.
Missed opportunity.
You know what? I should.
Kunk's storage room.
I will say to Zaren is a partial owner of the place. I think
And
it's some.
you
You gotta
are
leave him
not.
something. You gotta leave him something.
That is. I don't think that's the same orange.
If anything, you're a guest.
He pushed a partial owner into the guest room.
Yep.
And now he's taking the guest room too.
We're gonna have to serve him with an eviction notice at some point.
I don't know how many months has he been here.
Who,
Does he have
me or
squatters'
Zarin?
rights yet?
Fuck squatters' rights, man. I don't care.
Me or Zarin?
You.
What did I ever do? Also, why does this keep locking in place?
Hold Alt when you drag.
Yeah. If you don't hold alt, it snaps to the grid.
I mean, Tom's not here to defend himself, so It should be fine. Oh yeah, it could be the dragon. The dragons. What's the dragon's name again?
Otto.
Otto. If you do let us do both, as I said, you'll have to be brought deeper in to see the actual base. But that does come with an additional responsibility as well.
That being?
As we said, the information gathering is one of the largest parts of what we do. Having a rather busy tavern as you do, if you had an employee or two you trusted that could listen up for rumors or gossip and pass them up the chain. They don't need to know who they're working for, just that it's for the greater good. Which shouldn't be difficult since you're already a hero.
Yeah. I think I have the perfect individual for the job. A poltergeist we have haunting the establishment. Can listen in on every conversation without even being known about.
Okay, above board, the only thing I'll say about using Leaf is I'm not sure Leaf can do, like, writing and put that on paper and get it to the dead drop, so that would require you passing along all the information.
Fuck. Well, having Leaf
With you not
as
being here
part
all the time.
as like a duo, someone work with Leaf.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
And then they can just set up a system where they can like figure out how to communicate better.
All right then. And so you're agreeing to do all three? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep. I think the fountain also would be a good place for the dead drop. Just haul out one of the stones along the pond, and people can go like throw a coin in the pond and quickly snatch the dead drop or drop off whatever they're dropping.
Yes, we'll have the arrangements for that scene. And they'll... And I suppose it's best you know who you're reporting to, though you already know us. And he'll reach out a hand to shake your hand.
Well, based on your vocal patterns, I'm suspecting Mort.
It would be they'd both. If you shake the hand first.
Yeah, I'll shake the hand first.
They'll both. Well, he'll reach up a large hand and like thumb the hood and put it down, and it would in fact be Mert.
Mert, not Mort. Mert. I would have said Mert. I want to practice changing up how you speak.
I already knew you'd agree. The other one would put down their hood And it would be a familiar elven female,
Romalia.
Romalia Haventree.
Not surprised about you, but I'm. Oh, I also knew Mert was Harper. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of not surprised about it either. It's good to see you too.
We're glad you were able to agree. Replacing those lost pieces of the operation will be a big help.
Now, were those parts like the parts that were destroyed specifically, not like made unusable because of Zentaran presence? Did it appear that they were specifically targeted, or just happened to be casualties, bystanding casualties?
As far as we know, they were just caught up in the destruction.
Okay.
3 of the drops were lost.
Sari gets a chair.
He doesn't even get the sofa. Actually, no, put him on the sofa. Put him on the sofa. It'll level up the comfy sofa.
Yeah.
The comfy sofa.
I mean, it'll only level it up when he's back. But arrangements will be made to. Actually, no. I feel bad taking all this time on this. They'll show you the base. Dylan, should I be worried about what's going on?
No.
What's going on?
I'll explain it to you later.
I keep getting the GM messages.
He's selling me out to the Zentarum right now.
Yep. Definitely.
He actually told Manshun himself that you had business to attend to tonight. So Manshun is in the room behind you.
Great, I can kill him.
Well, it's never the real Manshun, is it?
Well, knock one of them down
You-
at least.
You can kill one of the mini clones. When Rebecca sees this man behind her.
Which man? Looking for the man. I don't see the man.
There it is.
Eldritch Blast.
Does nothing.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what damage type is Eldritch Blast?
Force.
Yeah, does nothing.
He's immune to force, guys. We're fucked.
Damn.
Who's immune to force? What the fuck?
Yeah, so they would take you to they would take you back downstairs. Hoods up. And would go to the larder. So through the kitchen to the larder. Once in there, they would show you a board on one of the shelves that twists sideways. And as soon as they twist it, you find yourself teleported. And you arrive
That's going to make
in...
reservations a bit easier.
What's that?
That's going to make renovations a bit easier.
Well, so this is an entrance. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
We're not going to have to drill a hole in the wall.
You will if you don't want them, because you're
Yeah,
making an exit.
Drill multiple holes in the wall.
Yeah. You find yourself in a small 10-foot by 10-foot room. Actually, 10-foot cube room. Stone all around you. No decorations. There is a door set in each of the four walls. No handle.
Okay. This, imagine there's a specific
It is lit by...
door to go through.
Oh no, this one is not lit. Imagine what? I'm sorry?
Imagine there's a specific door to go through. If you choose the wrong one, you die.
No, this is separated from the rest of the... Yes, the stronghold is separated from the rest of the old citadel. If you find your way into the old citadel, though, I'd be careful of that.
Old Citadel.
Yeah, the citadel of the Bloody Hand. Which, because of a history check you made like 2 years ago, IRL,
Is that
that is where the Shadow Thieves
Shadow Thieves? Okay.
were before they were ran out of Waterdeep over a century ago.
Ah.
The City Watch took over the rest of the citadel, guarding it from the things coming up from Undermountain. But they didn't find this part. And they would give you a quick tour. So they would go to... I'll go clockwise. They go through the first door. And this is a hallway? It's a square, though. That is lit by continual flame. And as they go through, you follow behind, and there are 3 doors, one on each. Well, 4 doors. You just came through one. These 3 are all private reading chambers with attached bedrooms. For if you ever need to lay low. They would show you the next direction. And that would be a large kitchen. The shelves stocked with... Actually, no. A large kitchen. Through an archway, there is a pantry. And behind that, you can see through the light a stone room that the walls are covered with frost.
Oh.
Looks not unlike your room of Colding.
Yeah, we got one of those.
Um, the pantry you can see has is fully stocked. You would also see in the kitchen shelves full of all sorts of spices that you've never seen, all spices you have seen, some spices you haven't seen, and a lot of very fancy looking cookbooks.
Shane Morgan will never see that.
And then below that, a pantry. I have a basic map.
So starting
Basic
here.
map.
Yep. So reading rooms. This isn't like a fully done map, but reading rooms with
You're on
bedrooms,
GM Lair.
pantry, kitchen.
You're on GM Lair Bean.
I'm actually on the light layer. Excuse you. This is the room you started in.
Okay.
This is the hallway with the reading rooms with attached bedrooms. Kitchen, larder, cold room, big dining room. And the only rooms with doors are the room you started in, and then these rooms over here.
Okay.
Uh,
So what's this one and this one?
uh, and then the dining room, elegantly furnished. There's like some dust on stuff in here, not so much in the kitchen. But the table would be completely devoid of dust. You pass through this door. The floor of this 10-foot room is made of a circular mural of an ornate version of the Harper symbol. Which would be like the harp set in the crescent moon, and there would be stars around it.
Yep.
And the stars put off a slight reddish glow. This will be how you exit.
Nice.
And that room over there is how you control where you go. Though for now, you're going to be a little limited on which ones you can go to. There's a few that are off limits for the time being.
Understood.
And then this way, there is another large table. This one circular with 10 high back chairs around it. Polished dusk wood. All of that, the table and chairs devoid of dust. There are tapestries on these two walls. These two walls are full of bookshelves, full of like journals and scrolls and the like, most of which have a blue ribbon wrapped around them. This room is a meeting room, but it's very rarely used for that. But almost all information, the new information, is kept on the shelves in this room for a year before being moved to the non-local base.
What does the blue ribbon mean?
The blue ribbon is the ones that are part of that. There are a few that are here permanent. Or at least a copy is here permanent. But once you... So it's to differentiate between the new information and the old. And I was wrong. I read it wrong. Basically, it's about half. About half is the blue ribbon, and about half is not.
Okay.
We'll be making arrangements to get you an actual Harper pin.
An actual.
Until then, you won't be able to open any of the doors here by yourself. But that'll take a day or two for us to get to you.
All right. That sounds good.
And when you ask an actual one, unfortunately, while the Harpers were at a lower capacity, some decades ago, other groups took to trying to impersonate. So, actual pins since then have only been entrusted to higher level members.
I see.
The ones that can actually... that are more than just a symbol. Like yours is the actual symbol. But it wouldn't open the doors.
It doesn't have any additional functionality.
Right. But then they would show you how the exit thing works, the exit controls work. And
Can I see where it goes? Like the different options, or is that bit hidden until I have higher access?
you can see some of them. You can see the ones that are in the exits that are in Waterdeep.
Oh.
You would see that there is... and they'd explain like where they are, because that one would this one would just say caravan, would be the only thing it says next to it. But it would be caravan shop on Filet Lane near Slop Street, which is... let me move you back to the Waterdeep map. And I really apologize, Dylan and Amorhin. I'm trying to finish this quick.
What about Earth Shallow?
Earth Shallow. Yeah, that's where you sent the Zorn.
Okay.
GM layer. I don't know the best way to do this. Let me just draw X's in a different color than where the attacks were. Back. Orange X down here is caravan exit.
Okay.
It'll exit into a caravan outfitter shop. The other one exits... it would say harp. And where it exits is pen. Up here.
Oh, good pastry shop near there.
And that is Milamir's Harps.
Bit on the nose.
You would see that there was another Waterdeep exit, but it is blacked out.
Is that one of
The word next to it would say coin, but it's no longer in operation.
what happened to that one?
Collateral damage in the battle near the docks.
Ah.
And they'd say they tell you that like when they give you the actual pen, they'll also give you the information of where the other local portals to this base are, or the ones that you're allowed to know about at least. And we'll handle that when they do that. But basically, the Harpers will take care of making that drop spot, and at some point you'll show them where the secret room is you're talking about.
Yeah.
But we'll say that the rest of it is just like them giving you some rundowns, and I'll DM you stuff this weekend.
Yeah. I think for I'm gonna talk to our barkeep, give him a raise, and ask him to keep an ear out. And work with Leaf.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking probably either the barkeep or one of the musicians.
And be quiet about it.
Okay. I mean, it does not take much convincing because of stuff you did in the Plane of Ideals.
Oh yeah, fuck, all dwarven barkeeps love us. Specifically Morgan, but I'm associated with Morgan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it came down to him not doing what you said because Morgan said the opposite, it would probably go with what Morgan said.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, you end up going back to getting back. Dimension dooring back in, so no stealth check needed. And yeah, where you exit's way down at that exit portal, so takes you a little bit to walk home. But you all get a long rest for the first time in 2 days.
Go.
And we will pick it up next time with y'all's field trip, I guess.